I'm Maggie Thomann. I'm the Adult Department Director at the Glen Ellen Public Library and also the grant administrator for the World on the Move exhibit and initiative. And we're just so excited to talk to you today about what we're planning and all of the amazing things that are going to be happening at the library this summer. I am joined by my colleague, Josh O'Shea, who is the young adult librarian at the Glen Ellen Public Library. He's going to be speaking later in the presentation, and he'll also be serving as the point person for any community partner that is working with us on World on the Move. I know a lot of you already know Josh, and I'm excited to be working with him on this. All right, so I want to just start with some basic information about the grant and the exhibit. As you can see, we are going to be hosting World on the Move in the summer of 2024. It'll be coming to us in the last week of July, and our official dates will be July 29th to August 30th. It's going to be held in the second floor atrium of the library. So, World on the Move 250,000 Years of Human Migration is a museum quality exhibit that was designed by several partners that we're working with: the American Anthropological Association, the Smithsonian Center for Folklife and Cultural Heritage, and the American Library Association Public Programs Office. And we were able to bring this to the community through a competitive grant process. It's very excited to share that we are one of only 15 libraries nationwide to be awarded the exhibit, and we're the only library in Illinois. So this is a really exciting opportunity for our community and something that we really want to promote and make sure people have the opportunity to experience. Some other basic information about the exhibit: as I mentioned, it'll be the last week in July through all of August. And we do plan to do, in addition to the exhibit itself, programming that is around the theme of migration and World on the Move, as well as outreach in the community. The designers of the exhibit in particular had middle school, high school, and sort of young adult target audience when they designed the exhibit, but we do feel like it's beyond that. But we also want to make sure that we're targeting and reaching those audiences, particularly because we're going to be having it in the summer when school is not in session, which makes it a little bit trickier for us to sometimes reach those audiences. There is a wealth of resources about this exhibit and the initiative, and including a full walkthrough, like you can actually experience the exhibit virtually at a website, understandingmigration.org, and we'll be sharing much more about that later in the presentation, but I wanted to mention it up front. So I wanted to share just some background on the exhibit itself and what has been shared with us as we've worked with our partners. It's a really ambitious endeavor, and the goals for the exhibit are very broad. The designers really want visitors to come away having recognized that migration is a shared human experience, appreciating the complexity and diversity of migration stories, feeling safe to discuss issues surrounding migration, which can be a somewhat fraught topic, and share migration stories with their family members, neighbors, and friends, feel proud of their family's migration stories, and gain greater empathy towards migrants in their own communities and elsewhere. And it's really trying to emphasize the universality of these stories, and that we are all people who have moved, whether through our families or our ancestors or our past. And there's several ways that they have designed this to accomplish these goals. They've structured it in 4 sections. First section is: where do people come from? Why do they move? How does migration change us? And where are we going? And I really like about the way that they designed the exhibit that they are representing migration and displacement across human history. So it's a very, very broad look at how the world has been shaped by a movement of people. And they really, again, are focusing on it as a universal story. One of the things they emphasize is that while most migration exhibits focus on sort of a start and an end, a very linear journey from one point to another, they really want this to emphasize what they're calling a crossroads concept. So it's a central place to watch the movement of people. Oftentimes, migration is not one way. It's more fluid, it cycles, it's not always a choice. They do reflect displacement as well as the people who are migrating to a place. And I think they do this through the way that they've designed the structure of the exhibit, through some of the interactive elements that they've put in. And this really adds complexity, agency, and dignity to the concepts. So this is a overhead mock-up of what the exhibit will look like. There's multiple modules, and you can see that there's also interactive elements such as the spinner table. It's all designed to be accessible and as accessible as possible to all different kinds of demographics or ability levels. This gives you more of a visual image of what the exhibit will look like. This is one sort of module of the exhibit, and it shows you kind of a mock-up of the spinner table, as well as a place that people can put post-it notes to share their own stories. And as I said, it is divided into multiple modules. They are featuring 4 different crossroads. One is the Mediterranean basin. One is the area of Siberia, Canada, Russia, and Alaska. One is Central Africa. And then the final is a micro center, as they're calling it, of East LA, where a lot of different cultures and migrants have come together. So we're really excited. We can't wait to get this. We're going to be starting programming and promotion in spring 2024 and really just focusing on this all the way through the end of summer 2024. And Josh will be talking a little bit about the library's website and where you can find more information about that. All right, so that takes us to the understandingmigration.org, which I mentioned before. There are a ton of resources here. Josh is going to talk more about that. I am going to turn it over to Josh, who will talk about how community partners can get involved.
So, aside from the universal value of being well prepared and well informed, why would we be excited about this right now if it's coming at the end of next summer? Because you can be a part of it right now. This is an image of where it is going to be in our library. And yes, I did have fun making glowing blue and green pillars in Microsoft Paint. So what are you getting involved in? This is the community scrapbook. This is the world on the move, the experiencing migration. This is a clippet of one of the ways that you can get involved in the big picture. It's the global connection. You can have your items hang. This is what we can help you upload. So as you can see, we have pictures of pictures. We have titles on each one of them. We have a few sentences of captions on each one. And these are somewhat interactive on the website. And keep this page in mind as we move on. The second thing that you get involved in is if you're getting global connection, is you're going to get local community building. And this is how. This is our website, gepl.org/world on the move. It's not live yet, so this is kind of a sneak peek. You can't go to our home page and click on a button yet. So this is how you would have to type it in the URL to get to this page that we're going to show you. How can you do that? I mentioned local community building. You have a choice of levels ranging from networking, of passing the word, to being a host for your own customized event, small or large, and having it listed on that web page. No matter how you join us, we'll have a list of contributing partners if you fill in the form. What form? You'll see. So let's look at these community partnership options. First one is the promotion partner. You can share World on the Move library programs information with your network to increase visibility and awareness. When you see the library post about World on the Move, then you can share it and cross-post it. You can send your people to the World on the Move library page for information when it's live. This is still kind of a sneak peek for you. If you get more involved, as you'll see below, I'll keep talking about this, you might get your name maybe on this website page that we're talking about. Next is you can be a contribution partner. Gather photos, recipes, jokes, song lyrics, or anything else that reflect your migration story and contribute it to the World on the Move community scrapbook. The community scrapbook is a method for curation and discovery. That was earlier slides that we saw. And we can help you write the captions. We can help you take photos to get everything digital. Because your contributions and depth and meaning to the International Smithsonian Project, it'll put your family and your stories in a high quality archive. Next, we have a tour partner option. You can schedule a VIP tour with our library staff and gather a group of friends, students, classmates, or business partners to come to the library for a VIP tour of the exhibition. You'll get guided time and experience of the exhibit with a librarian. You'll get insights to the exhibit and information about the hosting process. In the hosting process, again, Maggie covered it in a little bit. There are other aspects of how we got not only the how we won our spot, but also how you set something up like this. So a lot of behind the scenes type things. And of course, we would have appetizers and drinks. Finally, you can be an offsite hosting partner. If you host an in-person or virtual World on the Move program that incorporates your group's materials, ideas, and interests, if you can get your event information early enough to us, we can add it to the promotional materials like the guide and the World on the Move at the Glen Ellen webpage. Next is here's an idea how you can do this. So librarians can help groups photograph, notate, and upload to the Understanding Migration website. We can build a slideshow for your group of just the items that we did at that point in time. And we can take those items and put them as part of a slideshow during when the exhibition is here, so that when people come and kind of go through the exhibition, we can see them rotating on the wall, your stuff. This is another offsite hosting partner idea, lessons and discussions. This can be for educators in the classroom to supplement your curriculum. So if you're an educator in whatever situation you're in, public school, private school, after school groups, summer school. This could be for groups at social clubs or faith communities. If you want a librarian to dip into peace and social justice, if you want a librarian to come to, hey, you're gonna have friends over and you want to have a scrapbooking party and you want a librarian to dip in and get you connected with how to upload the stuff. Let's talk about it. Informal gatherings, large or small, personal study groups and projects. If you're already doing genealogy or you're on ancestry.com, then you're kind of already a couple steps ahead, ready to get this stuff involved. So I want to give you a taste. This is some of the content links to what Understanding Migration website offers groups. It includes whole sets of activities and content that can dovetail with whatever you're already doing, either in a class or in a discussion, or just talking about with your friends. And I want to highlight, there are two titles on here that focus on Native American experiences, past and present. We have a responsibility to highlight those Indigenous experiences, and World on the Move has done already so much of that research and development to help you understand from the group perspective that is moving, as well as from the group that is there and how they interact. And we see lots of examples in different ways of how that does that through history and currently. Here's that website I was talking about. Here's your sneak peek, but this is going to be where all the events would be, the library events. And if you get your information to us about your thing, we can put that on this list. Also, if you would scroll down on this web page, you would see everything I just talked about as regarding the promotional partnerships. This is where your event goes. This is where your name or your group name goes if you become a partner at one of these levels. So to wrap it up, we'll keep the spirit of libraries. If you have an idea, tell us. Let's see if we can do it. And I bet we can.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Josh. As Josh said, we're very eager to engage with community partners to help make this exhibit a success and to reach as many people as we possibly can. We'd love to talk with you, so please reach out. Our contact information is below. Thanks